Welcome back, everybody. I'm JayborinoPlays, and this is Starcraft Insurrection. We're heading into the 8th mission of the Protoss campaign. Almost done with the Protoss campaign, actually. Looks like there's only one more, unless there's a 10, which show up here because of the way that it's organized alphabetically. Nope. Nope. So only 2 more missions. Cool. Let's get going. Carpenter's destruction. Having befriended the Terran, you must exterminate Atticus Carpenter and his following. I thought Carpenter was already dead. Didn't we do that at the end of the Terran campaign? Or I guess we never officially killed him. We only killed Tsunami. Okay, well, let's give it a shot.
The Terran psychic, known as Atticus Carpenter, lives.
Terran.
He was consumed by the cerebrate incubus, but his presence is still felt. His will was not crushed, as was the others. In contrary, he grows stronger. I sense struggle, turmoil within the brood. The weakened cerebrate incubus is wanting in power. Carpenter's reborn anew.
And Taro Adun, it is Urses. I thank you for your insight, but you take great risk in communicating with me.
I am oath-bound to destroy you, but your image bears no hatred in my heart. Beware, noble Echelon. Syndrea shall not rest until your line has been destroyed. She fears you and what you represent. Your father's voice holds great weight within the ear of Andraxis.
Once you fought beside my father. Join with us now in the glorious battle. The path Syndrea walks is folly. She has twisted Andraxis' words and intentions. Upon his return, she shall feel the weight of his displeasure.
I am of 2 minds. My loyalty holds strong, both for Andraxis and Syndrea. I may only hope that honor will prevail.
You show an unfounded loyalty within the Judicator caste. Syndrea sees you as nothing but a tool, a symbol of her power.
Nobility wears many faces.
My heart bleeds for you, it is Urses.
In Taro Adun, my friend's daughter.
Until next we meet.
It grieves me that one of us shall die.
Terrans, friends, your nemesis Carpenter, he lives.
That's not possible. He's been destroyed.
You harmed not him, merely his followers. He has gathered a new flock.
More rebels?
No, no longer does he concern himself with Terrans. His minions are the Zerg.
Is that possible?
His power is strong. Already he pulls more followers into his fold. As of now, for both Protoss and Terran, our missions meet as one. We desire the destruction of Atticus Carpenter.
But do we have the firepower to back up our intentions?
Many of the Vanguard show discontent with the governance of Syndrea. If I were to establish a gateway near the scene of the battle, it is likely that many would come.
Those sound like risky odds. What if we shoot crabs?
Then we fall in honorable battle.
At this point, really, what choice do we have? I say it's all or nothing.
Yeah, Jack Frost. I like that we're getting back to this this storyline with Echelon, Demiak. Looks like we got all of them. Frost, Morgan, Vane. That's awesome. Charlie Vane! He's my favorite hero. No introduction, but he's been in the most missions so far. Like, Jack Frost had a pretty hefty introduction, whereas Charlie Vane just sort of appeared out of nowhere, but now he's certainly my favorite. Destroy the base of Carpenter's brood. So he's been, like, assimilated into the Zerg and is now controlling the Zerg brood on Brontes 4, I assume? Let's go. Okay, we're not getting immediately attacked like the last mission, so I feel pretty safe in going. We've got all these heroes now. We've got all kinds of good stuff. We've got... Well, let's throw Jack Frost in Black Morgan, because we all know that's where he wants to be, right? Again? How many times can I make that joke? Is it still funny? Someone tell me. So we don't have a base. That's the worst, is when you just start with 0 base. zero base. When you just don't have a town hall to start with, it's frustrating. Anyway, we've got minerals on the map already, so let's auto-attack with my stuff and just kind of make our way over there. Charlie Vane. Oh, I love Charlie Vane so much, and he's so good to have early on because we can use him to scout around. So that's exactly what I'm going to do while we wait for my stuff to build. So we do have probes and SCVs, right? Where are they? Where are you, probe and SCV? Let's go ahead and do a Nexus rather than a command center first, because this is the Protoss campaign after all. So we'll use the Terran to support us, but be primarily Protoss here. So while that builds, let's go ahead and fly around and see if we can uncover exactly what's going on this map. We've got some random zerglings. A lot of zerglings, actually. Is this their base? Okay, let's not. Let's not. Looks like there's a river here. I wonder if that bridge is the only way. I wouldn't be surprised if that bridge was the only way. These maps all, these big macro maps all sort of follow the same trend of what we end up looking at here, which is one huge map that's separated by one huge winding river, and there's only one bridge to cross that river, and you have to bust your way across that bridge. But on the other hand, we could always do can we get through up here? No. We can always do air. Okay, we seem fine. Let's just keep scouting around. I don't want to run into an enemy base, though. Let's go ahead and get a pylon. P, not E. It's E in StarCraft 2. Charlie Vane's group, you're 1. I always hotkey them so that it's like Charlie Vane and company. Ooh, nice expansion over here. Don't see any gas, though. It doesn't seem like there's a Zerg base over here. Well, let's just have him. I'm just going to queue up a bunch of actions for him to kind of go around. We should be able to mine with these SCVs as well. We actually have to separate what patch they mine at. Okay, so now we can make some probes. Rally them over here. You can't rally directly onto the minerals because, I don't know, because you can't. They didn't like us. They just didn't like you doing that. All right, Black Morgan, you go ahead and hang back here, and... Okay, did I up the game speed? Yeah, okay, there we go. So, these are not regular Goliaths. These are New Dresden Elite Guard. Wow, those are good. Okay, that's fantastic. And it looks like we're alone down on this side of the map, so it's really just, why don't you come on over here and scout all this out, and then head all the way over to the left, Charlie Vane. And we're just going to keep making stuff. I'm going to go ahead and throw down a gateway, and then I'm going to make a forge, because as soon as we can get cannons out, I want to go over and take that other base. Maybe I'll make a command center over here. There goes Charlie Vane scouting it all out for me. Yes, Charlie Vane. With these units, I feel like we could probably defend nearly anything. So what I'll probably do is go over here and make a group of cannons, and then follow up and make my command center behind it. That way we can start with Terran Tech as well. They're coming from the right, which tells me... I'm trying to think. I was going to say one of two things. There's a hidden Zerg base somewhere that I didn't see. They flanked me and came around, or they dropped. So that means they can attack from across this bridge, I assume, or they're dropping on me. I'm assuming both. So let's head back here. And SCV... You know what? Just in case I lose these SCVs as well, I kind of want to make a command center as soon as possible. But let's not get too hasty here. Let's just get our economy going. Let's go ahead and get gas. And if we want to go air, which I'm really feeling air this mission. It's a big map. And carriers are certainly fun. They're more fun than mass battle cruisers, that's for sure. But granted, and if you get plagued, that means that you're not instantly going to die. All right, come on over here. You can't repair them, though, like you can in StarCraft 2. I believe in StarCraft 2, you can use SCVs to repair mechanical units if you have allied Protoss, but in StarCraft 1, that was not the case, and I feel like that makes more sense. It doesn't make sense that Terran can repair Protoss. That's just me, though. Luckily, our gas isn't in a really stupid position. So the sooner that we can get all this gas stockpiled, the better, because that means later in the game, we'll have a lot of opportunity to make carriers or something gas heavy. Maybe a lot of scouts. Maybe we'll make shuttles and drop things. I'm not really sure, but it's really just, again, do I want to have to push across this bridge? Wait a minute. We can't even. That's not even a real way through. What? I'm so confused. So if they can't come across that bridge, they must be dropping on me. I'm just gonna keep looking around here. Keep making probes. Let's get let's get our cybernetics core. I'm trying to tech up as fast as possible. Actually, you know what? I think it would make more sense to expand and try to hold 2 bases at once, because the earlier we can do it, the better, and the earlier that we can get siege tanks, the better. It looks like we can come through this area. So I'm going to take a probe, and I'm going to take my new Dresden Elite Guards, and I'm going to send them over here, and then probe, throw down a pylon. Like, I'm trying to think. Yeah, we'll probably make the Nexus or Command Center right down there. So let's do it just slightly far away. We need it close enough that I can actually defend, but I need to leave enough space such that I can actually build up my Terran tech tree. We have a lot of space on our side of the river, though, which is a plus. All right, there's a yellow Zerg. Doesn't matter, though. Okay, it does kind of matter. They're constantly attacking me. Edgelon, though, just doing huge damage to these Zerglings. They don't scare me at all. And it's really going to be about getting coverage on this map. That's what we need, is making sure that we have enough units around to make sure that we don't just get caught out somewhere. Okay, Charlie Vane, just keep scouting. Wait a minute. Okay, so this is still the river. Is there a crossing down here? No. Okay, it's definitely going to be air this mission. It looks like we can go around this way, but that would be... This map is just too big to bother with that. Let's start our upgrades as soon as possible. Get some more probes. Okay, well, we need to get these guys mining. We can transfer workers over to my other side soon as well. And as long as my command center doesn't die, or my SCV doesn't die while it's building, then we should be theoretically in just fine shape. These new Dresden Elite Guards are awesome. I assume they use the Alan Schezer model from the editor. In the original editor, and I talked about this a little bit in Mission 2 of the Terran campaign, but in the original editor, you could only edit existing units that came with the editor. That was the only thing you could do. You couldn't create new units like you can in StarCraft 2. So basically, Black Morgan's a good example. There is no hero dropship in the editor. There's only the normal dropship. So that means that Black Morgan, any other dropship that we make will have the same stats as Black Morgan, just because she is the only dropship model, and they couldn't make anything more unique for her, which is interesting to think about. All right, SCV, I'm going to send you over here, actually. There we go. So we've got our command center, and now we can make some SCVs. We're actually going to need supply depots as well. So you make your first round, and then we'll make some depots. Throw that down, and we're going to make some cannons, like I was mentioning. 2 cannons is enough for now, just to support my new Dresden Elite Guards. So Alan Schezer is a hero Goliath, so that means we can make normal Goliaths because those weren't edited units, but then we can't make the Elite Guards because those are based off of a hero unit. So that's kind of my vague description of how that works. And we're just going to try to get upgrades as soon as possible. We've got... Do I only have 2 probes on gas? We want to make sure we have 3 total. And I want to get some cannons to defend myself up here. And then, now that we've got 2 bases, we can start pumping out tons and tons of workers. We could pump out a lot of workers and then just kind of focus on defense and then just stockpiling a ton of money so that we can get a really, really good, nice attack force going. So it's really just focusing on economy. We're not getting hit by huge enemy attacks, but that means, I assume they will be coming. But if they're relying on drops, then I could maybe just make a bunch of missile turrets along the ledges here and stop them from dropping. But that would cost so much money to maintain. That would just be so expensive. So I want to get siege tanks as soon as possible because those are just... They're great. Oh, God. Okay, well... It really, as long as we don't lose our... as long as we don't lose all of our... Well, no, as long as we don't lose our command center, then we're fine. Okay, well, let's get that barracks going. Let's go ahead and get... No, 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 no! Okay, I was going to say, God damn it, with the spawn broodlings, here we go again. Start repairing, everybody. They're not spawning broodlings, so we're fine. I'm just going to keep making SCVs here. It's just going to take some time. We'll get some missile turrets in the back there to defend against those mutalisks, which are cheaper. They're inherently cheaper than Hydralisks. Hydralisks? I just saw Hydralisks and got distracted. They're inherently cheaper than cannons, so that's why I'm doing it that way. Let's go ahead and get another pylon here. What are they doing? They're going around that way? I mean, these Dresden Elite Guards are good enough to defend here, but we need another pylon up here. And we should be, theoretically we'll be okay. So I'm handling 2 tech trees here. Maybe I should just focus on Protoss, especially if I want to make carriers. Go ahead and throw that down. We'll get shields. Need some more cannons up here. Need to flesh this defense out just a little bit, and once we get tanks, we'll be in just fine shape. It's really just making sure those queens don't spawn broodlings all over our face. Okay, so this is good. We'll get some more depots, and we'll get an engineering bay for turrets. And then we'll be able to get tanks very, very soon. In fact, we can kind of get tanks now. Never mind, I don't have enough minerals. So that's okay. What we can do, though, is throw down some cannons here or there. We just get a tank here. It can cover both of our entrances. Make sure these elite guards get repaired as well. We have enough workers now that I don't think that we could very easily lose everything. Get some more probes. Gonna get that singularity charge when we can afford it. Really, though, as we get more and more SCVs here, we're gonna be in just fine shape to just get our economy crazy good. That's my goal, is just to get an economy that is like super sustainable even though we're pumping out a ton of air units. So let's just keep making probes over here. And I might as well start my... Well, okay, I think singularity charge is a must-have. And then we'll start getting our air upgrades because I plan on going to carriers. And really, you only need 5 or 6 carriers to be super effective, depending on how many Scourge the enemy has. That's just my opinion, but... Okay, we can start throwing down some turrets back here. And I've got this probe here. If we lose a probe, we can always send another one over here, so that'll be fine. Okay, and we should be defended. This is like my mining base. I want to make sure I don't lose this. Also because I have one of each type of worker over here. Okay, so here's where my my cannons are going to come in handy, and I'm also upgrading my my shields, so that's why that's also going to be really, really helpful. Okay, and then we want to start our Stargate tech. Probably get 2 Stargates. Pretty large attacks already. I think we'll be okay, because these are technically hero Goliaths, but okay, never mind. They're sending lots and lots of stuff at me now. We're going to have to make a lot more cannons, really. And we got to rush to those tanks. So now, let's go ahead and make a factory. Okay, we have 2 selected, so let's get a factory. You get back to mining. You make turrets, good work. Make another one. Actually, no, I don't like that. That's going to cover up part of my minerals. Don't like that at all. Probe, come on over here. We're going to make a lot of cannons over here. We're going to need a lot. And then we can just put a couple tanks behind them and we should be in real good shape. But really, that's the point of cannons. They soak up some initial damage and they allow anything supporting them to help quite a bit. So you get back to mining. Still getting attacked over here. Okay, I'd say we're in decent shape. It's just, and the sooner we get carriers, the sooner we can very easily defend ourselves. Very easily defend ourselves. Make some more pylons over here. Gotta make like a pylon farm, basically. One over here. Maybe make some Dragoons to back up my Terran forces. I could use Terran mostly for defense, really. We can make some Wraiths to fly around Charlie Vane. Okay, so repair all of this. And we can start my air weapon upgrades. And I think we need... No, I think we can go straight to level 2 upgrades for shields. Those aren't dependent on a Templar archive. Okay, we're getting there. We've got, again, really good... We have a really good economy right now. Go ahead and throw down that machine shop. In fact, I'm going to get a... I kind of want a second factory. It's just how fast can I really pump that stuff out. We'll get an armory so we can upgrade those tanks. Okay, and... Really, it's just getting turrets. If like 4 Mutalisks come from over here, they'll kill this turret, but they'll get pulled into this other turret as opposed to just massacring all my workers. So that's why you can just sort of make a line of turrets and theoretically be okay. These are all healed up. I want to keep those alive because they're just awesome. Also make a turret here or there. Let's get siege mode. Okay, for a second I was also afraid. I'm like, oh god, they're gonna restrict my tank building or some bullshit like that. All right, Black Morgan, why don't you hang out? Just hang out over here. I would love to get another gas, but to do that, I don't know where another gas is, and I might have to end up going across the river because it doesn't seem like there's any on my side. I've checked all around here. We can't come up here. Maybe without a dropship, unless we come all the way around, and I don't know really what's over there. So I guess let's just focus on defense, and there we go. We're gonna have our tanks out. Just 1 or 2 tanks, I think, is really all we're gonna need to defend. If they're coming with Ultralisks, you get some tanks. Those with Goliaths and all that stuff, I think we're in just fine shape. Get on over there, guys. So they come from very random locations, it seems like. So we're gonna have to get some cannons over here too. Again, they come from seemingly random directions. No medics. Medics and zealots would be just excellent. Let's go ahead and get that carrier capacity. I'll get a second cybernetics core for upgrades. And as you can see, my money is starting to really take off here. So let's go ahead and siege these up. I am admittedly pretty afraid of Dark Swarm. We'll get some tanks. Tank splash damage does hit through those. Oh my god. Alright, Charlie Vane, this is all you, buddy. They're just attacking from all sides, so this is challenging to deal with. Edgelon, or Demiok, get in there and help. Charlie Vane can take these hits, of course, he's fine. Good lord, what are the upgrades on those? They were just surviving forever. Alright, build a pylon over here, and we'll make some cannons along the edge. And like I was saying, this is it's pretty intense how many things are really coming at us, so I need to send an SCV over here as well. Let's send a couple SCVs. And one of you can repair. Repair, repair, repair. And let's get air armor level 1. And really, it's just getting some carriers going. And the sooner we can get a couple carriers out, the easier it'll be to defend. We can focus our defense over on this side where the carriers are not, and theoretically be just fine. I'm also going to get a gateway over here just so I can get a couple zealots to defend against Dark Swarm, if that's going to be a thing that they do. We also need an academy, so that way I can get a comsat station. I might actually have to destroy the supply depot for that, but I'm not 100% sure. Okay, theoretically we're just fine in terms of defense for Terran. Theoretically. Can't be so sure. We'll get just kind of ring turrets around here. This is going very well so far. And of course I'm going to want to get some shield batteries just to heal up my heroes as they need shields. So let's do it. Could also get some High Templar to help with defense because they are possibly one of the best defensive units in the game, them and Reavers. Get +3 shields. Shield's going to be very, very important in this matchup for if we get plagued, for sure. Alright, Academy is not quite done yet. I would love to get some extra tanks over here, so I'm going to queue them up to come up in this direction. Also, shield's going to be especially helpful for my cannons to defend against Mutalisk. Mutalisk bounce can be almost completely negated by +3 shields. As you can see, these 3 cannons pretty much holding down the fort themselves. Reasonable amount of stuff. Demiok, get up there and help. Seemingly endless supply of Mutalisks. There's a Defiler. Oh no, Demiok got oh my god. That's one of the most frustrating things to ever happen, is if your heroes get plagued. Are we sure that we can't? We're 100% sure. Oh, and there's the spawn broodlings too. We're 100% sure that Terran cannot repair. Can't repair my Protoss units, right? Nope. Okay, Charlie Vane, get in there. And we've got some carriers now, so let's make more. We're already constricted on gas. So make some more interceptors. I think I lost one of my wraiths. You guys get in there. This sort of went from 0 to 100 just sort of all of a sudden. And we got to make some turrets up here and remake those cannons. Jeez, oh man. Okay. So Plague gonna be really, really annoying. Go ahead and get some siege mode going. And no, I didn't lose a wraith. Okay, no problem. And Demiok, just be careful, buddy. Good lord. Okay, get another carrier. And just keep making those interceptors, and we'll be in real good shape. Again, we only need a few, and we'll be fine. And keep making some cannons. We got some tanks over here now, and we're in pretty good shape. Or we're back in pretty good shape. Again, it's those Defilers, but with tanks, we theoretically can kill them before they get too close. And build a pylon here. That's at 1 hit point. Now, keep in mind, Plague can't kill you. It's just incredibly annoying. So carriers are, what, 250, I believe? Yeah. So you just hold position over here, Demiok. Nothing's really going to kill you. All my heroes just hold position for now. Okay. There we go. Carrier's coming out. And we can make another one. Just keep making interceptors. And again, in theory, we will be just fine, but that's, again, in theory. Okay, so tank, come on over here. And there we go. See, they're trying to send Defilers in, but my tanks can kill them before they get too far. I would love to upgrade my Terran ground attacks for my tanks, and I'd also love to keep upgrading my carriers. They have +3 shields, though, which is possibly one of the most important things for them to get. So Honestly, air armor I feel like can be almost entirely negated by fucking defilers, so that's why I think I'm just gonna, instead of that, I'm just gonna focus on getting more carriers. Just spend my gas on more carriers so that we can actually start making a dent. Maybe going over and finding another gas would be important. Well, I mean, it certainly is important, but they haven't attacked this base over here for quite some time, but it almost seems randomized who they decide to attack, so that's why I'm, Okay, pretty large attacks coming in. Get in there, Zealots. Do what you can to help. My tank's able to hit the enemy, so, should be just fine. They come around down here, but we made those random cannons down there as well. We're going to have a surplus of minerals, so we can make a lot of cannons. Oh lord, they're coming in with those spawn broodlings again. I don't know if spawn broodlings in StarCraft 1 could be used on heroes. Someone could let me know. I don't think so, but I'm really not sure. So we can dump our extra money on cannons, and then anytime we get more gas, we just get couple more carriers. Just keep making those interceptors, which is that's costly. Keep in mind, it's costly to make more carriers. There's really no force that can stop you if you have like 8 to 12 carriers. Like even if you get plagued, they're not going to be able to stop your ultimate push at all. They definitely will not. Another carrier. I want to point out though that I'm kind of all in with these carriers because once I'm out of gas here, there's no other base to take unless I come way up here theoretically. So I guess I should take a look at what's up there, but for now I'm sort of just focused on staying alive and making sure that I don't get absolutely wasted by these air attacks. Could start making more turrets just sort of around to stop queens as they try to swoop in and kill me with spawn broodling. There we go. So they were coming around that direction. Oh, they spawned broodling one of my tanks. How annoying. I'm going to take one tank over here and move it because we're kind of safe over in this direction. I'm going to spread these tanks out, and I'm really hoping that I don't get plagued. They don't send a defiler at this moment. It would be fitting if they did. I'm just hoping that they don't. So you siege up there, and you siege up here. And we're just going to make some more turrets as well to try to kill those queens as soon as possible so that I don't get spawn broodling down my tanks, because I don't really have the gas to replace the tanks as they die. That's the problem. Because I need to be sinking it into an offensive force, and apparently you can't use ground against this white base. What I could do is sort of scan around and see if we find anything. See, there's no ground entrance into this base. This is a dead end, unless this is like some hidden beacon location that like sends you through. But I'll be honest, I hugely doubt that. Keep making interceptors. We're +3 shields. We're not +3 attack. Rather than getting so we'll have what, 8? Once this is done, I might want to get +3 attack. I think +3 attack for sure. There we go. And that we're going to be depleted here in a second, so we're not going to be able to really make more. Okay, they definitely have Scourge. Scourge will not be able to hurt me if I have enough carriers, and I should. The only big issue is, I would say, if I get plagued, then I just have to be a lot more careful, because then Scourge actually will be a problem. Okay, so carriers looking good. I haven't been defensively using these carriers enough, which is possibly one of my biggest problems. There's the plague again. That's okay, though. We can... How annoying. Repair my tank that's over here. And we gotta hotkey this to 9. Scan. Okay, they still have defilers over here. You know what? We don't have our observers. We don't have any mobile detection, so if they have those burrowed things, then there's nothing we can do. Oh my god, that is one of the most annoying things. We have so much money though. Let's just make a lot. Just a lot of cannons. I'm going to assume that I'm okay back at my other base, and I'll take a look here after I queue all this up. Yes, we're fine. Okay. Just get more cannons, get another pylon here. Am I stuck? No, I'm not stuck. I don't think you can get walled in by Protoss buildings that are in the process of being built. So we only have 77 supply, I want to point out. That's not very much, and we have no gas income. So I think with these 8 carriers, we have to push out and see if we can actually do some damage against this white zerg. There's also yellow zerg somewhere. It's possible that their stuff is being spawned. Keep scanning around here. They just have a lot of colonies, it looks like, around these edges. But 8 carriers, and then once we have basically once +3 is done, that's when we're going. What I can do is take my carriers and just kind of have them hang out where I think the enemy is actually dropping those units to actually shoo the overlords away. Because the AI, if they're bringing overlords over to drop, they kind of get afraid and they panic when they realize that they're getting attacked. Excuse me. And when they're getting attacked, so they'll just turn around rather than actually dropping their units, which is kind of funny. One of these carriers still doesn't have all their interceptors. Interceptors build pretty slow. Pretty darn slow. Okay, and again, with my extra money, why not build cannons? I mean, the reason to not build cannons is if you get plagued, then plague just sort of negates all the money you dump to the cannons, because at that point you're only relying on their shields. 100, though they are +3 shields, regardless, is still kind of shitty, so. Okay, looking good over here, and do I have another SCV? I think all my SCVs got Spawn Broodling Dawn over here. This area is good, is looking really good. You come on over here, we're gonna make we're gonna make like a mixed turret cannon area over here to hopefully stop them from dropping. Just to kind of give me like an area to fall back to. Like if they come at me with a shit ton of Scourge or Mutalisks, I can fall back into these cannons and turrets. And hopefully this will stop them from dropping so vigorously. So these carriers are good. Are we at +3 yet? We are just about there. So what I'm going to do is throw down a save and try to wipe this base up here. So here we go. You guys are 1. And I don't have anything to scan with, which is the only frightening thing. Now you back out. Even if they had Defilers over here, I don't think that they would be able to hit me. The range on Plague is pretty low. Okay, so I would okay, those were Scourge, and I thought that I'd be able to kill them in time, but I did not. Let's just keep auto-attacking our way in. We want to kill this hatchery because it's part of their production. It's possible that my carriers are killing eggs right now, which is not good. Kill the Scourge, you idiots! Okay, there's the Plague. Lots and lots of Scourge as well. We want to back up. We want to back up. Like I was saying, we lost a carrier. If we can get rid of their initial group of units, then we're fine. I'm thinking I might reload here. I think I'm going to reload because that was a terrible, terrible break into that base. I need to lure them and then come back to these cannons that I've built. So, also it's worth noting that when you reload, all of your units, or the game speed seems to reset. At least that's what seems to just happen. Right, come on with the turrets. I don't know if turret range is better than cannons or vice versa or what, but I think turrets are a little cheaper. Turrets are half the price, which makes sense because they can only attack ground. So here we go. We want to attack once, and that's going to lure a bunch of stuff over here. And I backed up just to stay out of range, and we're just going to pick off everything that we can. Here come the Scourge. Okay, so we killed 2. 1 Scourge hit me. I don't see any Defilers. We can scan for them. They do have a lot of Hydralisks in this base, so it's really going to be about picking off their production. There's the Defiler. And it still hit me. What is the range on that? Good lord. Okay, well, oh my god, look at how many Hydralisks they have. And he's plagued me twice, so that's just something we're going to have to deal with. That is so many Hydralisks. This is honestly ridiculous how many Hydralisks are on this map. They're going to kill all my Interceptors. They're going to kill all my Interceptors. Good lord, that is just simply unfair. I don't know what I expected, but it's just one of those things, like, I have to drop. The only other thing I can do is drop and get. I'd have to get tanks in over there, but that's just really not possible. As you can see, we're down to 5 hit points on everything, which is. I mean, it's something. We have to wait for our Interceptors again, but as we wait for the Interceptors, the Zerg are going to rebuild stuff. So, kill that goddamn Defiler. There we go. That is so many Hydralisks. Scan. Scan. Let's see about killing some of these. Were these all here, or were they already built? The issue is the Zerg just keep building, and because they're not bringing these units over, maybe they don't have enough Overlords to ferry them across the river. Oh my god. Back up, back up. Oh my god, look at the amount of Hydralisks here. I mean, we're killing them. But this is crazy. And they're 3-3, I want to point out. We've got to keep making interceptors. I mean, at the very least, the Hydralisks are confused. So we can very, very slowly be killing all of these. They're not all shooting. That's the thing. They're not smart enough to all shoot. All right, now that they seem smart enough to be shooting, that's when we want to back out and rebuild some interceptors. Absurd. The best I can do is, like, move somewhere else and start pushing, because all the Hydralisks would have to move, but I would only have a couple seconds before they all made their way back anyway, so... Okay, I see they're bringing Hydralisks over, it looks like, so let's see if we can stop them from doing too much here. This is actually good, yes, bring the Hydralisks to me. My +3 shield's going to keep me relatively safe. And by killing these Overlords... Oh my god, that's so many. We're going to kill their Overlords and stop them from being able to drop too many of these Hydralisks over here. I think these Overlords are just filled with Hydralisks, so I'm exploiting the AI right now and getting rid of them. So that way they're going to have to remake Hydralisks and Overlords. Reasonable amount of Mutalisks. Back out, back out. Trying to control very... It's so finicky right now. We're losing stuff. They're drop. Oh my god, there's the big drop. Come back, back up to my cannons. Oh my god, and they have fucking Guardians too. Yeah, I'm not really sure. I think I don't want to have to reload again. I will reload again, and I might make some cuts to when I figure out exactly how to do this. Okay, so I think I've cracked the code. What I did was I built a crap ton of defenses along this ledge, and by doing that, it seems to have stopped the Zerg from being able to come over and drop on me, and while I was building, they were bringing tons and tons of Overlords, so I think all those Hydralisks that were over there were coming to actually attack me. So now, theoretically, a lot of those Hydralisks won't be in their base, because I may have killed a lot of them, because they were going to bring them over to attack me. So I think I was just attacking at a really inopportune time. At least that's what I'm thinking. It would be really nice if my carriers actually killed the Scourge. It's kind of hard to reprioritize what they're attacking, though, because there's so much happening that it's hard to click on incoming Scourge. As you can see, the Hydralisks are trying to stream in one by one, and we're managing to do a lot of damage, killing a lot of them. They still have a lot over here. Oh, God. Okay, back up. Back up a little bit. Yep, no, they still have a shit ton. Okay, but I haven't gotten plagued, and I'm spread out, so I can't get completely plagued. They still have they have a lot of Hydralisks over there, but they don't have nearly as many. Okay, so also what I want to do is make some shield batteries over here. I should have done this from the get-go, actually. Okay, and let's keep going and seeing if we can make this happen. The question is, do they have a Defiler? I don't know. So many Hydralisks. Okay, no, I don't see any Defilers coming. That's what I'm on the lookout for that Plague. Earlier I was like, oh, Plague, whatever, but definitely Plague is not whatever. Gotta be real careful with that. They're trying to drop on these ledges to stop me. To drop the Hydralisks on top of me, I should say. But now I think I've gotten my foothold here. So let's kill this hatchery. Come on. There we go. What I can also do is queue up another carrier. Just one more is fine. Have not gotten plagued, but if I stop paying attention for 1 second, I could get plagued, and then that would be the end of it. It's really finding the rest of their production. All right, kill the Spore, and stopping them from building another giant ball of Mutalisks like that, or Hydralisks like that. So. Okay, there's their Greater Spire. We can stop them from making Guardians, which are obviously very annoying. And they just have a lot of colonies. All right, I've gotten my foothold. It took me 3 attempts. This is my 3rd attempt. And like I said, maybe I'll leave it in. I wasn't commentating, but basically what was happening was I was over here building this defense, and I'm like, well, then once they start doing what they did in my 2nd attempt, I can pull back, and all those Overlords will get massacred, and they're full of all the Hydralisks. Well, as I was building it, it seemed like that was actually just part of their normal attack. They were trying to come at me with all that stuff before I even provoked them. So I think that was just part of their normal attack, which is absurd, yes, but I really think that's just how it was. So let's push up here. Oh, their queen's nest. That'll be huge. I'm sick of this ensnare. If we can kill the queen's nest, that way they'll basically have to stop doing it. It looks like they have 2. They're making another spire because I killed theirs. Okay, so keep making interceptors. We want to push up into their main base. I don't really care about these colonies that much. Just doing as much damage as possible. We can pretty much A-click, but because we've gotten rid of that enormous mass of Hydralisks in their base, there's really... I don't really think there's any way that they can recover from that. As long as the map doesn't glitch out and stop my carriers from spawning interceptors, which did happen on mission 2. Well, that was just Andraxis, but I don't know what caused that, but that was very, very frustrating. Okay, we're very slowly killing all the spore colonies. Once that spire comes up, they might try to make Scourge, but there's no way they'll be able to make enough. There's their main hive. That's going to be huge to get rid of. So just kill the, we'll just kill the spire again and stop them from being able to make more Mutalisks or Scourge. At most, they're going to have 4 or 5 Scourge. Okay, yeah, this was certainly a tougher one, only because I think because the enemy is stuck in their own base and they can only drop, they just kept building ground units in their base, and then they never got transferred over to actually attack me. So they had like at least 50 Hydralisks just kind of hanging out in their base. It's crazy. Okay, well, we got rid of that, and it seems like this is all just fucking colonies. So we'll just, I'm taking out their core, the core of their base, and then I'll start moving in just a circle around their base to get rid of all these colonies. But yeah, I mean, I've been waiting for a mission that becomes, like, starts verging on unfair, and this kind of was because you can't really support yourself with ground units. There's nowhere for you to really drop and get a foothold. What I could have done, and this would have taken a lot of diligence, is taken my carriers and just gotten rid of some of the spore colonies and then dropped tanks along the ledge, like this ledge. I don't think tanks can be dropped there. They were dropping Hydralisks, but I think the tank models might be too large. I'm not 100% sure, but I think that might have been the answer. Are those Guardians? Charlie Vane, get up there. I think I saw that they had another Greater Spire somewhere. I don't have enough money, and I think I'm mined out, so I actually have to be a little careful because I can't rebuild. I can't rebuild any carriers. Can't rebuild carriers. The question is, I mean, theoretically I have enough. There's no way that I wouldn't have enough carriers to clean this up. But I'd have to find another base and float a command center to it, like an already existing command center to it, in order to survive. Okay, there's another hatchery. We definitely want to get rid of that, obviously. Come on over here. Focus down the spore colonies. I don't understand what this is. What was going on over here. This just makes no sense to me. And yeah, as we get whittled away, that's. I lost a carrier. Wow, that's not good at all. They're dropping Hydralisks on me. Where is White getting these units even from? I have no idea. So again, I'm all in here. If I lose everything, then I'm screwed. Okay, we're probably attacking an egg here. Go ahead and kill this spore colony. Okay, good. And I'm just going to wipe out this weird area right here. So spore, 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 spore. And that's just have to do this hopefully without losing too many interceptors. Hopefully none. Then what I'm going to do is lift this command center and just float it across the map and see if we can find a mineral patch that we can start mining from to hopefully transfer a bunch of workers to and get some income again, because right now I can't even rebuild my interceptors. That's a big problem. The goal, though, was just to kill the White base. Maybe there's a ground route over here, but honestly, I hugely doubt it. Oh, you know what? I didn't lose a carrier. I thought I heard the sound of a carrier exploding. Did I have 10? Maybe I only had 10. This guy doesn't even have any interceptors. That's one of my other carriers that I finished building. Well, he's here now. My poor command center. We'll find you a home, buddy. We just have to find somewhere with resources. That's really just a backup, like just in case. Really, just kill the spore colonies, and then we can kind of backtrack and kill everything else. Because if they don't have anything, if they don't have another hatchery, maybe they have one over there, because that's kind of where the hatcheries have been at the corners. So annoying. I mean, it just creates, it's not real challenge, it's like artificial gamey challenge by just creating this many colonies, and then it's just time consuming to have to bother with all of this kind of crap. There's also a yellow base, but theoretically we don't have to destroy it. So come on back here and wipe this out. There's my command center still floating. I will find another base. Maybe there's one. Charlie Vane, where are you, Charlie Vane? Didn't I use him to kill some Guardians? There he is. Start coming up along the edge of this map. I gotta keep an eye on him. I don't want him to run into the yellow Zerg base and die. That would be hilarious, though. That'd be a hilarious end to this. Obviously a very, very long mission. But it's also because, you know, I'm going to cut out some time of me building this absurd wall of defense. I guess what I could have done is try to wipe out that wall of defense earlier. Or put up this wall of defense earlier and probably would have defended me from most drops. But it seemed like it was almost random where they would drop. So there's no way I could have known. Okay. Yeah, just kill that. Kill these colonies one at a time. This Protoss carrier doesn't have any interceptors, so it's just going to run like an idiot. Aha! Minerals! Go, command center, go! Well, I can't land in the fog of war. We'll get there eventually. Okay. Alright. It's sad. You know, I just started recording. It's Saturday. Right now, it's like 4 o'clock. It's like 4:30. I started recording like 45 minutes ago, 50 minutes ago. And I just think, like, God, I have so much more to record for this week. It's just we're at the end of this Protoss campaign, which means that these missions are going to take fucking forever. And then for also the Frozen Throne, which is my other series, I'm on the last mission. I have to record the final mission of the Scourge campaign, which apparently is going to take forever. So it's just, there's so much. It's going to be, I don't know, it's just going to be a lot of time for me to record this week. It's such a, like, it's a first world problem for me to complain, but it's just like, it's one of those weeks where every single thing I record is going to be long and challenging, as opposed to like, oh, I'm going to record the Ajol Naru missions, which are relatively short. Oh, thank God it was over. I'm like, if this doesn't fucking end when I destroy that whole middle island, I'm gonna lose my shit. Okay, we did it. That was a long. I mean, I don't know how long it really was compared to most of that. Okay, 41 minutes, and then like maybe 5 minutes or so are gonna be cut of me building up that huge wall of defense along the side. But really, again, you didn't really miss anything. It was just the Zerg trying to bring Overlords over to drop, and I think in the process, a lot of those Hydralisks died inside of the Overlords, so it worked out. That strategy worked out. I used all my minerals doing it, though. Alrighty, I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye now.